Hello and welcome to all you lords and ladies of fate. You have once again found yourselves in the self-proclaimed only Twitch TTRPG stream that allows you, the viewer, to significantly impact the stories that are being told on your screens. In order to do so, you must spend fate chips. These are our loyalty points that you can earn just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or even for engaging with us in the chat. Use those fate chips to heal your favorite players, summon custom items, characters, make the players say silly things in silly accents, and sing songs like Disney princesses. Please, somebody make my players sing a song like a Disney princess. I'd even accept it if you made me sing like a Disney princess, but it's even more fun to get my players because they're not quite as Disney princessy as me.
Hey now.
Who is?
You can even force the adventurers into random encounters. Tonight, we are playing Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of by Modifius Entertainment. I'll be playing the part of Crom, who cares not for your worries. Joining me tonight, we have a fantastic cast, as always, featuring our moderator, producer, and genius behind the scenes, Nat. And as our cast of characters, we have Thornicius, the Bostonian archer. We have Zinnia, the mercenary queen. We have Abertak, the zealous witch hunter, and a squirtle cat turtle thing.
He's a squishy tiger.
A squishy fat tiger.
Yeah, see, like the one on my shirt.
Like the squishy tiger on the shirt. Yes. We also have Zhang, an emissary from far off Katai, although he is that way about 30 feet in the kitchen doing some work. He'll be here momentarily. And finally, unfortunately tonight could not make it, is Verai, our assassin. But she'll be back next week when we continue, assuming the party survives, that is. Really, Andy? I saw that.
No, it's just a drink.
Oh, anyways, so we find ourselves. Hey, I just saw the hands of a Zhang. We find ourselves today on the road, having pulled a 180, and whoa, there he is! On the road, having pulled a 180 at a town that I don't even think I ever gave it a name. Just a little trading camp at the crossroads. The party had met a young, somewhat naive and hopeful noble, little lordling, noble child. No, not a child, but young, noble adult, who was on the road to go and forge a trade agreement with the Sobs. Who was on the road to forge a trade agreement to the Sobs at the gem mine that the party had passed only the day prior. Except when the party passed the gem mine, they were informed that the Frobs owned it. Don't get confused by the two very similar names. The Sobs and the Frobs are indeed two different families that are closely allied with each other, and it wasn't because the GM was running out of good ideas on how to give families names that they were named so close. Not at all. Completely incongruous. There we go.
Like, we're arranging marriage between their families so they can be the Sob Frobs, the hyphen.
The Sob Frob. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Well, so they met this guy at the bar, struck up a conversation, and he's like, I'm going here. And they're like, shoot, we'll go with you. And so they went with the little lordling backwards on their journey towards the gem mine. And not but a few hours into their journey, half a day into their journey, they met a fat monk named Poe, who really wanted some bao buns. And they noticed off in the distance a cloud of dust coming from a group of riders riding hard towards their location. And they didn't look like they were coming there to trade cabbages.
They could be, but I hope they're not because I don't have any cabbages.
My cabbages.
And so we begin. We're sitting at this small crossroads. There's a little sign. There's a fence. Poe is standing on one leg in front of the fence, on top of the fence still, the little wall, low wall. They pointed out that the horsemen are coming in. And very quickly, the person whose name I forgot to write down, the head guard of Mr. Tiger.
His name is Hedgard.
Timms, that was it, Timms. Thank you. Sometimes I'm good at this. There. Now it's written down and I won't forget it again. That's what happens when I make things up on the fly and I forgot to mark down in my notes what I'm making up. Okay.
At the very least, I wrote it down.
I'm glad you did. Thank you.
But no, that was old Bill this time.
We are brought to you by Baltimore Bourbon and an energy drink. Woo! More bourbon than energy drink, I think.
That sounded energetic.
And it's not my first glass.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing that Timms does when he realizes that there are riders coming hard is he believes that he has been tricked, just like he thought you were going to do, and you were betraying him in order to take his charge hostage. He draws weapons along with his 4 supporting guards and steps away from you guys, pushing his charge, Tiber, away from you. A trap! I knew it, he says.
If it was a trap, we wouldn't have told you about the riders. You don't let them come in.
Turn my back to him and face the riders, readying steel. There, I stabbed him in the back.
There he is. Stab, stab.
Yeah.
There he is. So Zhang is like, whatever. I'm paying attention to the bad guys that are on the way in. Xenia? Cornelius?
I'm basically trying to explain that if we were with riders, we wouldn't have told you and let them come on in.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. That is one of my least strongest efforts.
Actions speak louder than words. Can we make this a team effort?
Yeah, I'd allow an assist.
Please do. Yes, please do. Please help me.
Let's see. That would be 0 successes. So, Mike, you can roll.
You can re-roll that.
How can
That's right. What is this? Abilities.
I'm just going to start yelling, you can re-roll that randomly.
Which ability allows that?
Give me a second. It is...
Oh, you've got this all sorts
Wise
of.
Veteran.
Everyone can re-roll any die on initial roll that results in a failure during a teamwork test, which this is, even if you're not the leader. And this is a teamwork test. However, I need the teamwork rolls from you and the others to prove that it's a teamwork test. Because right now there's
He's having trouble getting into roll 20. I'll have to roll for him.
so it's just 1 die 20 on a teamwork test, not both.
A 1 die 20, Bo? Good.
Yeah,
just roll anyway.
Just re-roll that 1 die 20.
Which is a success for me.
Same thing, Xenia. Re-roll is just a single die 20 this time. When you're assisting someone else, you only get to roll 1.
There you go.
There we go. So with assistance, 2 successes. Is that what I'm seeing? Yes. Okay. You are able to convince him. We don't have time to bicker about who's at fault here. We've got to get ready for an assault.
Let's not bicker and argue over who killed who. All right.
He grudgingly admits, but he says he's watching you. Doesn't trust you, but grudgingly admits that what you say makes sense this time.
I shoot him a dagger look and then turn around. Like,
And the party lines up, and him and his people are basically forming a loose semicircle between the lordling and the oncoming horses. The monk on the wall is like, "Are you guys getting ready for a fight? That'd be a good way to test myself. Are they bad guys? Tell me you guys are good guys. Are the bad guys coming in?"
yes.
Yes. All yes.
By all means, feel free to join the fray.
They're
I
not here
wonder
to
if I can do this without moving.
I doubt it.
Because I'm trying to prove that I can go a day without moving. That's my dang it. That's my challenge.
If you want to stay alive, I would move.
If you're breathing, you're moving.
I'm breathing very shallowly.
You're also moving your lips.
That doesn't count.
I guess defending yourself doesn't count either.
Hey, there's a good loophole. I like that. I'm going to go with that, he says.
Right. Everyone attack the panda.
Nice. Touchy.
All right. As these group of riders ride in, you see in the distance not a small amount of riders. You see at the front of the group on a horse that is larger than the rest and also armored.
Oh.
You see a very large man with lance and great sword on a very scary looking war horse. And behind him, riding with him, you see a good, what do I have written down? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, a dozen and a half riders on horses behind that guy. For probably a total of like 16 or 18 folks that you see riding in towards you guys hard.
Why aren't you doing your arrows right about now?
We don't know their actual intents, and I don't
Do
want
they
to piss
have
off the
any
guy who's
stamina?
basically a tank.
Yes, but they're very low.
Battle standards.
2 points to Gryffindor for that riff.
Battle standards.
They do not. Give me an observation check.
I can assist with that.
Would this count as a crowd?
I mean, not in the way that I'm afraid that you're trying to use.
Damn. Okay. It's worth a try.
Yeah, if you were thinking about using Guardsman's Eye, in this case, no.
Got a success.
Just one success? Okay. What you do see is that they are not uniformed and they are not in a battle standard, although they do tend to be fairly standarded. But they're not wearing the attire of a household. Honestly, they're not wearing the attire of an Ophirin. They're not Ophirin.
Any idea as to what they might be?
The general cut of their gear looks maybe Nemedian.
What are they doing in here?
I mean, we did hear word that they were planning on invading.
There were rumors about a Nemedian invasion. That is a true statement.
There are also a lot of mercenaries from a lot of places here.
There are a lot of mercenaries from a lot of places here. These guys aren't as out of place as they might be in some other locations. However, they're charging at you guys very quickly.
Until we know why, I say we hold.
How about
I mean, if he drops his lance, I'm going to put an arrow in his head, but...
Well, they charge up to roughly medium distance range. So which is to say maybe like 150, 200 feet, give or take.
I push What's-His face off, I get up on the thing and say, state your...
business.
Yeah, what he said.
They,
You're standing on a pole?
Sure.
Okay.
The one heavily armored knight-looking fellow stays mounted, whereas the other 15 or so of them dismount and start doing a wide circle around the party.
Oh. No. Hold your places.
Divide and be conquered.
Yeah.
The mounted one says, "Surrender, and you may live. You'll find no harm from us."
Surrender to whom and why?
I am Sir. I don't even think about a name.
Baggins.
Hold on. Who are the? I forget what.
You're a bad guy, McBadass?
Bad guy.
Oh, wait, that's not very Nemedian.
Dildo Dad.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a Nemedian name. So hold on, let me. There is a page. Here we go. Nemedia is Germanic Holy Roman Empire. Okay. I am Sir Blackwood. He says a very Nemedian name. He speaks in Aquilonian, though. He is speaking in Aquilonian. I am Sir Blackwood, and I have been charged to recover you. Yield, surrender, and you'll not find harm. Don't, and my men have fun.
Who's you?
Who do you answer to? Who's your boss?
Who
I want to see your manager. Do not like your return policy.
He reaches into his coat, pulls out a paper, unrolls it, or unfurls it even. He unfurls the paper. And he says, let me get it written down. Where did I put it down? Blah, blah, blah. Wanted, dead or alive, for crimes against his crown and for crimes against the crown and his majesty, King Numidides of Aquilonia. Mind you, these are Nemedians, not Aquilonians.
King who what now?
King Numidides is the king of Aquilonia. The one that you spawned a rebellion against in the prior chapter.
Oh.
You know how you guys started a revolution?
We weren't really like the
You
start.
weren't really there for
We were
that.
just caught in the middle of all that. Yeah, that's nice.
For crimes against the crown and his majesty, King Numidides of Aquilonia.
Well, you don't look Aquilonian. What do you care?
The bounty has been signed and sealed.
Ooh, how much am I worth? I'd like
Again,
to turn myself.
He reads off your names and descriptions of you five, not the Lordling.
Well, I heft my warhammer and say, let's get this over with.
Oh, okay. You have all become witches.
Become? That's how they get you. They always were.
If you truly want to protest your innocence, you may do so within the courts of Aquilonia after we return you to them to face your rightful judgment.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of diplomatic immunity?
I was gonna say you're in the wrong land.
Oh, no, it's more, I'm not a citizen of that country. Neither
I
you
don't
guys,
think
really.
they care. Can we get on with this?
Okay.
No, let's put it through the courts.
He smiles. Very well then, and puts down his helmet.
All right, cast heat metal on his armor.
You know
That's
more
my problem.
sorceries than I.
I was gonna say, why don't you start?
Yeah.
These little stinky eyes, you know, right?
The heroes always get to go first, so.
All right.
I see we do back to back.
Okay, you stand in my back, and I'm gonna fire forward.
Right.
Tim says, wait a minute. Y'all are after those 5 and not us? We'll be over here.
Thanks, Tims. We'll remember that. Have a nice day.
You could try to convince him otherwise.
No. We can fight our own
I
battle.
will point out that this will not help when the media begins
Well,
to invade them.
let me try for just a moment, quick freaking moment.
Calm your hormones, gentlemen. Calm your hormones. The lady wants to say something.
I look at him and I was like, really? Seriously? We helped you? Could you help us? And then I do my persuasion check.
Roll a persuasion check.
1 or 2?
2.
Aha!
Is that a double success?
I
What
think
is your
so.
persuasion? Your persuade. Yes, that is. That is 2 successes. So you say that, and Tiber is like, "No, Tims, these are my friends. Anybody that tries to harm them has to go through us as well, and you will see to it that my friends are safe."
See? Ha ha.
See, gentlemen, things can be done without.
And Tims tries to protest, but is quickly overruled by Tiber.
Thanks, Tiber.
To be fair, Tims is just trying to protect his charge.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
we're just trying to protect our asses.
Right.
All right, so that was your action.
I shall use my heed my words ability.
What is the range on Heed My Words?
They're surrounding us.
Yeah, they're also a couple 100 feet away, so they are not within range close.
A couple of 100?
A few hundred. Then I'm not going to be calling out, "Hey, you guys!"
Yeah, they were like 150 feet away. That's what I said.
I imagine they came closer to talk. They're not going to shout from 200 feet away.
Maybe he has a megaphone.
It's exactly what they did.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm going to wait until they get closer.
Hell rains down upon their heads.
Okay.
Assistant, please.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to touch this.
Abertech?
He
Oh,
stepped away from that, but I imagine he's also holding his action until they get within hammer range.
So
check it out.
Thornicius, what is that?
That's a double success on my arrows. So doing, make it rain or whatever it's called. Upon Marshall.
Make it rain.
Yeah, something like that.
It's hail
You
of
get
arrows.
an arrow, and you get an arrow. You all get an arrow.
So what, hail of arrows? Is that what you were doing, or?
Yeah, hail of arrows, as well as yeah, I think it was just that. Yeah, hail of arrows.
There's a little more to it, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to call it now.
And marksman.
And
Accurate.
and
quick release.
which means
So you're giving yourself a bunch of extra momentum.
Yeah, getting to
to spend on things.
Use that. Yeah, I'm going to use that to add damage.
so
So what gives you how much momentum, and how are you using said momentum?
Okay, so when you do this, you gain 1 momentum for the attack. Use that to.
So what does marksman do?
Marksman gives me 1 momentum for the attack.
Okay. What does quick release do?
Bonus D20 or +1 damage for each load spent.
But it takes a minor action.
Hmm.
You can do one or the other.
Oh, I can't do both.
Correct.
Then I'm probably going to go with the extra momentum. Volley quality can spend
So
one.
hail of arrows.
Plus hail of arrows. Wait, right. So I can add.
Hail of arrows has a momentum cost.
Right, which marksman gives me that momentum.
Yes. So are you doing hail of arrows or are you doing quick release?
I'm going to do hail of arrows.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend. Wow, I can only spend 1 load because I only get 1 momentum.
You only get 1 momentum?
Huh?
Wally?
Did she get momentum for her 2 successes with No?
No.
Oh, darn.
All right. So you use the secondary target momentum, so you can pick 2 targets.
Yep.
1 target gets full damage, 1 target gets half damage.
Damn it is a horse.
Yeah, Mr. Armored Tank gets full damage. And then if he's got a secondary, like lieutenant or whatever nearby, he's going to get the half damage.
Not that you can tell, but there does appear to be a group of 5 guys with clubs and spears and nets over here, and a group of 5 guys with clubs and nets and spears over here, and another group of 5 guys with clubs and crossbows up here.
Crossbows.
Okay? As your secondary target?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut down their ranged attacks. What did you do to do it again?
Just a second. Let me write down, make certain I count how many bad guys there are.
Oh, Crom of the thunder fingers on the keyboard.
Hey, don't you make fun of my mechanical keyboard. I'm a nerd, damn it. Okay. So, you rolled the 2 attack rolls to hit.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you have 2 successes on your hit. Roll for damage.
That's
D6.
D6.
Also, make certain you expend 1 load.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. 3 of them effects.
Re-roll the 4s. 2d6.
I'm trying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage. 2 of them effects. Well, you definitely hit the big guy on his horse,
Mm-hmm.
and the arrow mostly just clings off of his armor.
That's
And with your volley, let's see, it'll be, you basically scratch a couple of them.
So you pissed them off.
Yeah, that's what I did. I pissed them off.
Careful with that.
That's it. I need armor-piercing arrows next time.
Don't you have piercing on your?
Yeah, I do. But apparently their armor's thicker than my arrows.
Oh, you have piercing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Piercing. Okay, so 3 points of that is piercing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, you do a little bit more damage than that.
Whew. I was going to say, I'm fighting an enemy I can't even touch.
All right, you get a good solid thunk into the knight and another good solid thunk into the archers.
All right.
Ebertat.
Are they still a good distance away from us, or?
Yes, it will be basically a full action closing the distance.
I will just wait for them to close.
Okay. Well, that makes it the bad guy's turn then. First off, the foot soldiers from this side and the foot soldiers from this side come charging in. Now, they are so far away that their entire action is movement. But they move to within melee range of the party. The archers, their action is to shoot their crossbows. This is a mob action, mob attack, rather than individual. So let's see, roll 1d4. And, you know, Mr. Archer, you're shooting at the archers, so the archers are mad and the archers are shooting back.
Figures.
Shibbin.
Should have bought that thicker armor back in town.
Less than 11. They got 5 successes to hit you.
Oh, bummer.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see what I didn't write down what weapon they had. For one moment. And I forgot.
That's a lot of dice to roll.
That's how mobs work.
I thought there was a maximum of 3 bonus dice.
Not for mobs.
Not for mobs.
So the way the mobs work, there is a sergeant and up to 5 minions. The sergeant performs actions and the minions support it. So each minion will add 1 dice to the sergeant actions. You know, they're all trying to do the same thing, basically. So the 1 sergeant gets 2 dice 6. The 5 minions add 5 dice 6 for a total of 7 dice 6.
Hey guys, just bear me up on that nice looking hill over there under the tree. Yeah, I'd like that view. Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Nope. I'm going to mail your corpse to somebody I don't like.
See, you should make
Damn
noise.
bronchitis! I gotta stop laughing.
The dice gained from being part of a mob or squad are, as already noted, a form of assistance and thus do not count towards the normal limit of 3 bonus die 20s. Consequently, they can also benefit from bonus die 20s in the normal ways of doom spins.
Let's not rehash the doom spends. Okay, we're good.
No, I don't think their actual damage number is increased, though. I don't think the actual damage is increased, though, so there's that. And swords, daggers, knives, clubs, flails, axes, flexible weapons, spears, missile weapons. There we go. All right. And it's Unforgiving. What does Unforgiving do?
That's the one that's like if you're prone and it's like a sneak attack.
Yeah. Okay. Roll 4. No. Wrong one. I've got too many keyboards in front of me. 4d6. 2, 4, 6, 8 points of damage as you get peppered, absolutely peppered with crossbow bolts. How much is your armor?
It soaks 2.
All right, you take 6 points of damage. 5 or more points in a single attack also gives an injury. You now have a physical injury, reducing all physical, or increasing the difficulty of all physical rolls by 1.
Wait, I have something for that.
Oh?
Oh, yes. Under abilities.
Uh-huh.
And it is the hardy. Well, is it not hardy? Just a scratch.
Amount needed to inflict wound increased by 1 per rank. So instead of 5 points of damage, you need 6 points of damage. You took 6 points of damage.
Hero always wins.
No.
You took 6 points of damage.
But.
Oh. You have an injury, sir, and injuries, by the way, don't heal at the end of the fight. Actually, they're very difficult to get rid of.
Thanks, guys.
No, stop making you the character.
I'm gonna lay down now. I'm gonna lay down here. Maybe they'll step on the arrows that are poking out of me.
And the knight comes charging in with his lance. Hello, it's a lance. Going after Zinnia.
Get the legs of the horse off.
Does he have a... What is his attack roll? Where's my badge?
At what point does it trigger the held actions? Or are there no held actions this time?
Yeah, you don't hold actions here.
You don't prepare to attack when he gets close.
Yeah. Where is it at? Mounted attack, or not mounted attack. Lance. Cast spells, sorcery, bows. Cavalry, the attack is launched, inflicts X additional damage for each effect rolled. Okay.
That's a successive parry.
Actually, I get to roll 1d20 extra. 1d.
Yeah, that would be.
Zinnia, there is the cavalryman is charging at you with his lance. He only has 1 success though, so you could roll a parry.
Okay.
Roll a parry and use riposte.
Yeah. I've got riposte too.
Party does not have momentum at this time. Oh, wait, you had 2 successes on your attack roll, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the party has 1 point of momentum.
I think she had 2 critical successes.
Oh, see, yeah, okay. So you generate 3 points of momentum for the party.
Which she then spends 1.
Would you like to spend 1 of those points for a riposte?
Yes.
Okay. And it's actually not momentum. It gives 1 point of doom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we still have 3 momentum, though. Okay.
All right. Roll me an attack roll as you not only are able to flick aside the lance as he's charging at you from the knight, you're able to spin around and get another stabby stab.
Is that 2d20 or the
2d20, yep. 2d20 on attack roll, unless you want to spend momentum to increase those number of dice, which you did not. That equals, let's see, what is your melee? Melee is 12 and 2, so that's 1 success. Well, he's going to spend that point of momentum that you just generated to attempt to parry.
With a lance?
Yeah, he's trying to flick it out of the way.
Okay.
And he gets 1 success. Unfortunately, 1 success versus 1 success. Tie goes to the hero. You hit. Roll for damage.
It's 5d6, right?
If you kill my knight right off the bat, he's supposed to be the big challenge here. Come on. 1, 2, 3 points of damage, one of them being effects, which is piercing. So you deal 1 point of damage.
Can she re-roll the force? Does she have that melee ability?
I think so. No mercy when making a melee attack may reroll number of damage dice equal to total number of melee talents. So yeah, you can reroll both of them. A 3 and a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage, 2 of them piercing, meaning you deal 2 points of damage. There we go. All right, you dealt 2 points of damage. And that is all of the bad guys' turns. It is now the party's turn.
So they're now within range, right? Like
All of them. Well, except all of them except for the archers. Yes.
Okay. Then I shall use my heed my words ability. I declare upon them, don't bother praying to your gods, for even they cower at our feet.
Melting faces.
We're not.
All right. This one's
It's been so long since I pulled this. But 66 plus 1, if I remember correctly.
Heed my words. You display your words give enemies pause, inflicting 4 dice of mental damage plus 1 dice with force of presence, which is another ability that you have. So 5 dice total with area and stun qualities. So 5 dice 6, unless.
Well, I also have bonus presence damage and of 3.
So that would be 8 dice of damage, but you got to roll an attack roll first, which is persuasion, I believe.
Okay.
What is, heed my words, is command.
That's fine by me too. That's
I think it's
much
command
prefer
word. Let me double check, because that did come from the command tree, right? Yeah.
Yep.
This counts as a display which uses the command skill. Range of post inflicts 4 with area and stun.
That would be 4 successes.
Toughen foes, add 1 step of difficulty. Who are you targeting?
Specifically the main guy and the melee folks nearby.
Well, so the way the area effect works is for each effect, it applies half to another person. So you pick one, and the area effect gives you more if you get effects.
Main target is the main knight, and the additional effects will be going to the melee knights nearby. /R, and that's 8d6.
Oh, actually, I read that wrong. Hold on a second. The attack affects a wide area and can affect several targets at once. The attack automatically affects any target within reach of the initial target, and then 1 additional target within close range for each effect rolled, starting with the next closest one. Complications, individual may attempt to defend. These targets attempt to challenging. The test of one target does not prevent the others. So you know what? We'll say that one of these swordsmen is within reach of the knight, since they're all kind of within a close melee. And you rolled 4 successes?
Yes.
Dang. Okay. Well, 4 successes plus your 3 points of momentum that you have already. 7 points of momentum total. You need to use at least 2 of those points of momentum in this attack, otherwise they expire.
Okay.
You can use a point of momentum to give a point of damage.
I already have piercing.
How much?
It depends on the number of successes.
You have piercing?
Yes, it's specifically which ability is that? Strong arm tactics. Piercing X, rank 1 on threaten attacks.
Plus 1 die 20 on persuade. I don't
This counts
understand
as a threaten
your
attack.
shorthand. I don't understand your shorthand. Persuasion. Strong arm tactics. When attempting to intimidate opponent, you are able to recognize the most effective strategies to use. You gain an additional die 20 to any persuade or command test per rank of strong arm tactics, up to the normal maximum of 3 bonus die 20s. Further, you gain piercing on your threatened attacks, where X is equal to your ranks in strong arm tactics. So that gives you an extra die 20 on your command roll for free. So basically 1 point of momentum for your command roll. So go ahead and roll an extra die 20 for that.
Okay. Two more successes.
Two. So 9 points of momentum, 4 of which you need to spend in this attack, otherwise they expire.
Okay.
And you gain piercing 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice worth of damage with piercing 1.
Yes. And
Piercing
for
1 area.
momentum, because I have to declare the spend ahead of time.
Yep.
If I were to spend 2 to increase the range, how far out could that get me? Like, could that reach maybe the archers or?
It wouldn't reach the archers. They're far away.
Okay, then I'm going to spend all 4 to just increase the baseline damage.
Very good. Okay, so 4 bonus points of damage plus 8 dice of damage.
Shall I roll that now?
Yeah. Roll 8 dice worth of damage with piercing 1 and stun. 1, 2, 3.
Dangerous.
That didn't go well for you.
No, it didn't.
I told you to bring your megaphone.
Can't re-roll anything like I do. Be nice.
Nope, he does not. Yeah, that's the threatened attacks don't get the rerolls as easily.
No, they didn't.
Well, 2 of them is piercing, and they have courage 2, so you negate their morale. And to the, let's see, area, so that, yep, okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage, which, let's see, back to my counters, 8. Which gives the knight a mental injury.
He questions his heterosexuality.
Right, I like getting pierced. What are these feelings I'm feeling?
8 mental plus injury. And 2 of the foot soldiers, because you got 2 effects, they throw down their weapons and they're like, F this noise, I didn't come all this way to die, and bail. Start running for their lives. Next.
Would that be me?
What's his face near me still? The big guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I charge at him with both my swords.
Can we hear that again?
Best method. Whoa!
I was on a different screen. I had thought April did that.
I thought April did it too. I was gonna be like, that was a weird noise, April.
That is 2 successes. Although he is going to spend a point of doom to try and deflect. He does not deflect it. Roll for damage. Which is gear, what? 5 dice worth of damage with piercing 1. And you roll 3 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage, 3 of it piercing, meaning you deal 3 points of damage. 6, 7, that brings him up to 9 total. And spend a point of momentum for a second attack from your second sword.
Yes.
Can she re-roll that 1 damage dice?
Yes, she can. Actually, go ahead and re-roll that 3.
There you go.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage, 3 of it piercing.
Yeah, lop off his
And
leg.
he already has 2 other ones.
Okay, he is not looking well. He is looking very not well, to be specific. Roll your second attack that you spent the momentum on.
Oh.
Does his horse seem decidedly more damp?
Oh yeah, that it's a red horse now. 15 and 14. I don't believe that is a success on your melee though.
I don't think so.
12. Nope. Your second swing, he is able to dance out of the way before it connects.
I'll be block.
Next.
I think I'm going to take aim at the knight that is attacking Xenia.
Okay.
Yep.
Roll an attack roll. How are you? Let me ask this first. How are you performing this action? Just a straight up attack roll like normal? No special abilities?
Oh no, I'm definitely going to use something.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm going to do this.
Hurry up.
Additional. Okay, I'm going to do marksman and quick release.
Okay. So you gain an additional point of momentum, and then quick release. It's one or the other. You spend a minor action to increase the rate of attack. So quick release is a separate thing. You only get 1 minor action.
Oh, okay. Well, the marksman.
But quick release means you spend 2 loads of arrows, not 1, 2, which will bring you up to 3 total spent in this combat. And you get 2d20 bonus attack dice and 2 extra damage dice for using quick release.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So 4d20?
Yeah, it's worth it.
So 4 die 20, unless you want to spend any of the extra momentum, which doesn't look like you needed to do. You got 2 successes.
No, it's 96 for you.
Your normal damage would be 7, and with that, yeah, you get 9 dice worth of damage.
And re-roll those 3s.
Son of a dick.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You've met my dad.
Thwunk, 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 thwunk. So it's like there's a chink in his armor right here, right at the elbow. You put an arrow in the armpit. You put an arrow in the armpit. You put an arrow in the eye socket. You put an arrow in the other eye socket.
Somehow that one in his arse.
Yeah. So here's basically what happens to the knight. He goes, "We're going to take you dead or alive." Whiff, stab, stab, arrow, 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 dead. And falls off his horse. Horse starts trotting off into the distance.
So now that we've killed a major boss on the battlefield, can we make a boastful like roar? I got it.
That is one of the threatened actions that can be made, assuming you've got those abilities. You can't because you just did your turn. Abertak still has his turn though.
Oh yes, and he has. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have that kind of skill. What is that? Intimidate?
No, that would be command or persuade.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of. You know what? I'll try it, but not because I think it's going to succeed, but because Abertak is not a murder hobo, right? He's not bloodthirsty. These people aren't witches. He would assume not have to kill them if he's going to give them a chance to flee.
Yeah, it would be, I believe, the stain the ground red attack, which 124. Stain the soil red, melee or ranged weapons, close area. Following the death of several foes and the shedding of copious amounts of blood, the character lets out a savage primordial cry. Requirement: the character must have personally slain no fewer than 3 enemies during the scene, which I'm going to allow that. Note, does X damage where the X is the number of enemies slain.
I think that's more my thing. You might want to just.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he's going for because he's not that kind of like dude. I think he's probably just going to be like, this is your chance to run, and I'd just as soon not have to kill you. I'm here to kill witches. Unless you serve the dark, you should leave.
Roll a persuasion check.
Michael, will you reach over there?
And just so you know, before you actually hit enter, you do have 4 points of momentum.
You know, I will use a couple of those to get 2 extra d20s. Well, it's 4.
Yes, I know.
I would succeed on a 9, so. But you do have to roll for me.
Yes.
So 4 die 20. 2 successes. You know what? In this case, I'm going to give it to you that they tuck tail and run with 2 successes here. I'm going to give it to you that they tuck tail and run. I was expecting that fight to actually be a little bit of a fight, but the way you just whooped ass.
So Abertak is like, thank the bright gods. I'm kind of tired of like this is not me. I hunt witches. What is it with you people?
Hey guys, can you do me a little favor and like pull a couple of these out?
All right, now Bill, roll me 3 die 6, please. Remember, on an effect, that load is destroyed as you go and retrieve your arrows.
You mean the one stuck in him?
All right, you retrieve 2 of the 3 expended loads.
Cool. All right.
So,
Sucks him right back up.
can I use some momentum to increase my healing roll to try to patch him up a little bit?
Oh, that's a good question. How does healing work? I forget. As I break my goddamn book. Sorry, I apologize for the language. That was obscene, but I'm really protective of my things, and I dropped my book the other day, and it's just like the corner of it here shredded, and I'm really mad at myself for doing that.
Clear tape. Clear tape.
That's what he said.
Doesn't matter because I already broke it, and now I hate myself for it.
Oh.
I don't have a 9.
Damage and recovery, page 118. This is pretty much the first time the party's had an injury. I guess it's the second time Thornicius has.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Can't you scrap a piece of armor to prevent one or something?
Huh?
Isn't there a thing where you can scrap a piece of armor to prevent one? Or am I imagining things?
So there's also like at hit locations, but going by the rules, there's hit locations, and some armors have like arm armor and leg armor. Otherwise, they're just chest armor. And you can sacrifice your armor to prevent an attack. Like if it hits an arm, you can sacrifice the arm piece of your armor. And honestly,
Sacrifice your arm.
I just feel like that bulkifies an already relatively bulky system. So
Well, that's fine. I just was thinking like if he could scrap his whole armor or something.
But I imagine that has to be done during the attack
Probably,
as opposed to.
probably not afterwards.
How about you, Abertak? I'm not in the habit of losing my armor.
Yeah, right? Although I know somebody who has a really nice set that you could take.
Sorry, it wouldn't fit your bulky form.
character recovers all lost stress at the end of an action scene, automatic, requiring only a brief rest. Now, if we go straight from scene to scene, that's not the case. But if you get a minute to rest,
That tiger
Yeah,
t-shirt.
I love it.
Well, no, you do. The dog's about to growl at you again.
recovering from harm is a trickier proposition requiring 2 stages treatment and healing. Restoring lost harm cannot be done during an action scene except under the most extraordinary of measures or conditions. So you perform a skill test, removes 1 harm, plus 1 additional harm for each momentum spent.
Is a harm the same as an injury?
Yes, harm equals injury.
Or is it like a Venn diagram where all injuries are harmful, but not everything harmful is an injury?
So an injury can be a harm physical or a stress mental.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case,
Or maybe the other way around. Why am I getting an ad? I'm subscribed. What the heck? How dare you give me an ad? I'm a subscriber. Weird.
You're not logged in?
That was odd. The character sectors.
Your character.
Okay. So, sorry, I had to double check on the rules. Basically, yes, you can, with a difficulty 1 healing check, bind the wound and make it so he no longer gets penalties from the wound. But if he takes another wound before it is fully healed, he gets the effects of both. It negates the healing. And as far as how long it takes to get a full healing, that's up to me.
Okay, I'm putting everybody in front of me from now on.
I would like to use the remaining momentum before it goes away to increase my dice roll.
Okay.
Wow, that's a lot of successes.
Good enough. You are able to bind his wounds from all of the arrow pincushions that pincushioned him. He no longer has an injury. But if you get a second injury, again, they both happen.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2, 3, 4 successes.
Michael.
I turn around and
Gonna need a bigger shield.
I think-
Tiber looks at you guys quite impressed, and he goes, "Holy cow, I didn't realize you guys were that. Wow, you just tore them apart." What'd you say? I'm sorry.
You didn't even get to see what my hammer can do.
Wow, I'm glad you guys are on my side. You are on my side, right?
Provided you don't decide to pull that sword on us again.
But that's
Who's looking at you, Tim's.
I look at Tim's.
Yeah.
He says, "Provided you don't turn on my charge, I won't have to."
All right, there we go.
Remember, if Michael catches you on there.
Matter is settled.
Spritzer. Where is she?
Pardon the meanness of my party. Thank you, Tim's, for having our back. I appreciate you.
They didn't even get to help us.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, that's because in round 1, you never mind. You jerk.
The head off the snake is what we did.
I will get a challenge here that defeats you and murders you all.
Hey, you injured what's his name?
Yeah, you always injure what's his name.
You are pretty unlucky. Roll20 does hate you. I will go with that. Roll20 does not like you.
No.
No. So you have the body of a knight in front of you on the middle of a road. The rest of them are now all trudging off.
I like the horse and the armor.
Does he have anything like?
Some?
I'd like to get that writ.
I think that's like a wanted poster.
Yeah. I'd like to have my own wanted poster.
But I wonder if his nice armor would fit maybe Thornicius or somebody.
Yeah.
Heavy armor has its own penalties.
Yeah. I want something like How about some leg armor or something? You know, something a little thicker down bottom and well, I've already got a helmet. I really don't need.
I mean, he's wearing a suit of not fancy, but certainly effective plate mail.
That would buy me nice light armor though, so let's do that. Just put all that in a sack and.
With a decent sword.
A great sword, a two-handed sword, and a lance.
Lance, huh?
A lance.
Can I have the horse?
Horse ran off.
Oh, go give me the horse.
Sure, no problem.
No.
Still look good over a fire tonight. We need to eat.
Anybody want some horse jerky?
No.
Okay.
So you're stripping the body of its armor?
Yeah, I mean that's gonna buy us some other stuff. We can trade that for better armor for me, light armor.
Tiber and Tim's look quite disgusted at you.
Well, that's all right because we're going to make this like, don't fuck with us. We're basically going to take his body, hang it on a tree.
No, we're not.
And we're going to post our
No.
wanted stickers all over it. This is what happens when you come after the 5.
The 5, huh?
How about the 1?
Oh, kiss it. Jeez.
Are you planning on like rifling his pockets and shit too, or just stealing his sword and his armor?
I just went for the writ. I'm curious as to how much is on our head.
I don't want his pockets. I don't care.
Really?
Yes, I'm battle hardened. I don't care.
Okay.
Right now, your bounty is 25 gold pieces, 5 for each of you, which isn't a high bounty.
Yeah.
These guys seemed like a
This
lot.
is hardly worth the effort. I mean, he brought 20 people here. Imagine once you split that.
He brought armor worth over 75.
Right?
I had more than that in my pocket.
Although, imagine though, like, what if he had other motives for this? Like, what if it wasn't really about the money, and there's some other reason?
Well, go ahead and ask.
An invasion.
Well, go ahead and ask him. I'm sure he's talkative.
I'll cast Speak with Dead, and then I'll beat myself with my hammer for being a witch.
So, Bill, you were rifling his pockets?
I will, yes.
Roll me an observation check. Nobody gets to help.
Nobody.
Aha. So you did this for yourself.
That's all right.
I hope you succeed at this. Maybe
That's
even a point of fortune just to make
Yeah, I'm
sure.
going to spend a point of fortune. In fact, I'm going to spend 2 points of fortune.
Just one is enough. You find another letter.
Boy. Okay.
A
Letter.
small letter hidden on an inside pocket as you're rifling through. It's directions to say, basically, wait, actually, what languages do you know?
Accolonian and my basic.
Okay. No, you know Nemedian also. Okay, you know Nemedian. I forgot to say which. Hold on a second. I need to double check something. I forgot what language this is. Did I miss the page?
You don't seem like a game in the system.
Step 1, Homeland. Sherman.
Do you feel like you're not Sharonian?
Here we go.
Okay.
Nope. It is in a language that you cannot read.
Anybody else know what this says?
Can't or won't read.
Does anybody understand Hyperborean?
Oh,
Iborian?
Hyperborean.
they are similar words, but they mean very different things.
Nope.
Do you?
Although I might have an ability that could help just figure it out.
Heck, I'll even share it with the noble's son. Maybe he knows.
He doesn't know Hyperborean.
Darn. Hey, Tim's. They don't like you, but can you read this?
How do you know her?
None of them speak Hyperborean.
Damn, damn, damn. Well, I do not know what this is. But if
Well,
it's inside,
I'm going to pocket that just so I can start puzzling it out. I'm rather good with languages.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Chance, would you allow him to make like a lore to at least recognize it?
I don't have anything in lore.
It would be a linguistics check.
I don't think
Can I make that linguistics check upon seeing it?
I don't know. Hyborian could also maybe be at least recognized with sorcery or lore, even if you couldn't read it.
So
Peculiar.
it would be a linguistics check to identify the language on it. Be like, oh, I've seen this before. Like for example, me, I can recognize when I see it Japanese, but I have no idea what it means. Whereas my parents would go, oh, that's, something Asian. They would probably say some crazy thing that who knows. But they would have no idea that it was specifically Japanese versus Chinese versus Korean. So yeah, a linguistics check. One difficulty I'll allow you to use to identify the language, because it's not an uncommon language, just not one that's common where you are.
It's actually more common closer to where I'm from.
Yes, it is.
No successes for me.
No successes. All right. You don't recognize the script. It's not a country that you've traveled to.
But keep that just in case.
I will pocket it anyway and try to figure it out, unravel its mysteries.
Verai has many linguistic skills, so whenever Verai returns, just so you know, Verai is rather linguistically talented.
She can say I'm going to kill you in all kinds of languages.
She really can.
Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stabby in all kinds of languages.
There's the stab, there's the slice, there's the smash,
Well, and I
there's
have
the
had
dash.
conversations, maybe she passed some of those things on to me. I mean, you never know.
Girls do talk.
I mean, I don't care who rolls a linguistics check to identify the language, but if none of you speak Hyperborean, you won't understand what it says anyways.
Right.
As it stands right now,
Yes.
none of you know what language it is.
You're right over where I'm sitting.
I don't have
Outside
it.
edge.
I only have Rokos.
Oh,
Wow. That's all I have.
So,
That means you can't.
after you finish looting the body, and Tim's and Tiber look at you guys slightly disgusted like.
Abertuck doesn't look that comfortable with it either, but
What?
I would rather not have my archer covered in arrow holes. So
With a stack of armor over my shoulder.
Pretty much, because it's heavy armor. This weighs a ton. So yeah, you are dragging it behind you, basically.
I was hoping the horse would stick around so I could use him as a pack animal.
No.
the funny thing about the way it's written is that heavy armor has disadvantages, but very heavy doesn't. Only benefits. So it's really weird.
Let me double check that.
Well, they don't have to deal with it right now. Let's keep on with the story. I mean, it's just making commentary. But like,
If need be, I'll just hold the chest piece up in front of me.
So
this is
heavy,
what it does say it's noisy. Never mind.
yeah, very heavy armor is considered heavy and noisy.
But it does have some really cool effects. All right, continue. Besides, I would need something more witch huntery.
So the party rallies up and Poe says, well, I didn't even get to do anything. I didn't have to move.
There you go.
I succeeded.
Good job.
Good job, Poe. Your
Did
present.
you guys say you were going to get me some buns?
Didn't have enough time.
Yeah, we're heading that way now.
Well, you never know.
Can you wait like 7 hours?
You can catch up to us. How about
Wait,
you?
didn't you bribe him with bow buns last time?
Yeah, bow buns.
Yeah, you know, you can give yourself a new, thing to go for, a new goal.
Girl, leave the monk to his meditations. He will join us when he is free with his task, or done with his task,
Or will he?
if he wishes.
And the party moves on?
Yep.
The party moves on. All right, well, it rolls towards, it rolls to the next day. Nothing else of note happens, no other, you do still see a couple of travelers on the road, but nothing of note, none of the cultists of Darkido or...
No more oddities.
no more crazy oddities this time, as you are traveling back towards the Frob mine. You rest up for the night. Nothing of note happens. The next morning you hit the road again, and you make it to within sight of the Frob mine. Is there anything in particular you do before you get to where they can see you?
I'm going to talk to the young noble and warn him that when we went within a certain range of that mine, we were met with, some force. Outriders basically came out to basically shoo us off. So I warned that you may not get the warmest of receptions until you make yourself known.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to help Tim's out, trying to help him out. I don't want to
Anything else you guys do?
take a piece of armor, shove it under my shirt.
All right. Party moves towards the mine, and sure enough, as you get within, off of the road towards the mine, out rides a half a dozen outriders. You're scrambling towards the party just as quick as can be.
Yeah, I'm at the back.
They get to the party and they say, this area is off limits. I recommend you turn around. This area is under the control of House Frob. If you do not turn around, you will be attacked, basically.
And I motioned to Tim's and the young
Tiber.
Tiber.
Tiber steps up or rides up, because Tiber is mounted. He's the only one of the party that's mounted. Tiber goes to the little front of it to see them, and Tiber says, I'm expected. I am Tiber Darren of House Darren. I have been sent on a mission. You should be expecting me on a diplomatic mission, an economic mission. However, I was expecting to meet the Sobs here, not the Frobs. Please explain yourself. And they say, oh. Okay. And then Tiber says, you will escort me to discuss with either the House representative or the Master of the Mines, whoever is here, and we're going to have a conversation.
And keep it out here, sir.
And they acquiesce, and they say, okay, then. Well, in that case, come with us. We won't hunt you down.
Okay.
And now they form a loose escort basically on either side of you guys, but they're not like drawing weapons or anything. They're just loose escort on either side of you guys to make certain nobody cuts off from the group. And they escort you to the front gates. So this building, what you saw from a distance, or this location was an eyesore from the distance, and closer, it's not any better. Charred, blackened wooden palisade walls that are, they're not like, I'm trying to find a way to describe it. So think about a bunch of tree trunks that have been burned and blackened into kind of a solidified piece that are slapped together. So they're not like perfectly seamed to each other. There's little cracks and creases between the wall. But it looks like the wall itself is very, very strong of a palisade wall. It's blackened. Spikes are on the top of it. It's good. The tree trunks that are being used to make the palisade walls range from 30 to 50 feet tall, kind of jagged spikies on top. And they take you to a gate. The gate is a little more built than the rest of it. It's still all wood, but the front gatehouse has definitely been reinforced, several feet thick. Gatehouse. Yeah. So this is, Zinnia, you would know that here in Ophir, fortifications are not really that uncommon. Like, these people have precious minerals and jewels and golds and gems and stuff, and they want to protect them. Mm-hmm. And it's not uncommon for some sort of small-scale armed conflict to happen from, between mercenary companies. Not between the families, but a mercenary company that's acting rogue.
Aha. I see that.
Things like that. You're also pretty close to the border, so there could be a border raid. So fortifications of this type aren't totally uncommon, especially this close to the border. This one seems a little more... Well, from what you've seen, the Ophirans really care about their appearance. They try to show off a fancy place. This has no care whatsoever about its appearance. It is purely on function and price. It is cheap, it is intimidating, and it is strong, which is very non-Ophiran in a lot of ways. The guards at the gate and the Outrider party do a quick discussion, and then they usher you through, and you make it to kind of a large entryway, courtyard,
stables,
openish area. There's a stables over here. There's a couple of buildings that you're assuming are turning into like barracks and places to stay, a couple of little huts, and then surrounding it all, you realize that there is an even thicker internal wall leading into what you assume to be the mine itself. So this appears to be kind of an outer area that rings all the way around. And then so this is like a community area with a solid wall, a second solid wall leading into the mine itself. And you see guards standing on top of that inner wall. Some of them are facing out at you guys. Most of them are facing inward.
Well, that tells a lot.
One of the guards escorts Tiber away. Says, your people are welcome to stay here. There's a common room in that building there if they want to get refreshments and get cleaned up. We'll stable your horse. Just a warning, don't try to cross the wall. Transgressions are punished appropriately.
Would you happen to have an armorer or merchant available?
They do have a blacksmith.
No.
Blacksmith that you can access to. He appears to be mostly making chains. Chains and pickaxes.
Chains and pickaxes.
That's a bad sign. This is a slave mine?
That's what I'm getting out of it. Yep.
I didn't know that's where slaves came from. I didn't know you could mine them.
So
I'm not going to bother. I take a look at the blacksmith and realize that his work is not what I'm looking for. I was just, pardon myself out of the way, but I now see the chains. I now know what's going on here. I'll go back to the group and share that. And then probably take some change and go do some dicing with the guys in the barracks.
in the common room area.
Yeah, there you go.
Who all is going to the common area? Zang, Abertag, Xenia.
Yeah.
So pretty much everybody's heading to the common area to rest while Tiber is doing his mission of trade.
His Tiberish things, yes.
Yeah. All right. So you go to the common area. Most of the folks that you see here are not exactly wearing house colors, but they are just wearing the very basic guard attire.
Mhm.
Dirty leather outfits, clubs on their hips, but they are perfectly happy to roll some dice and drink some beer.
Yep, sounds good.
Give me a society check, somebody.
Well, if these guys are from the barracks, I can actually substitute for society with my my other ability.
Okay, good enough. The few that do have markings have another color pattern that you haven't seen before, a red and blue color pattern for their identifier markings, which I need to write that down.
In passing and not really, asking questions, but like I see different colors. I'm guessing you're a fob.
Yeah, after a bit of conversation, you take note that the Frob family colors appear to be red and blue.
Okay.
And they've got a little
The Sobs are blue and red.
The Sobs are red and black. The Frobs are red and blue. Roll me a society check, unless one of you is from Zamora or has an ability to use a thievery skill instead of it, which I think would only be Verai.
It would only be Verai. Yeah.
So Thornicius, roll me a society check.
Instead of what?
Or insight or society. I would allow either one.
So I am Zamoran.
Uh-huh.
But I can use insight instead of thievery or society. That helps.
Right. Thornicius rolls good enough, though, to do it, so we don't need to worry about it. What you get from them is that the ones with their different colors, they're all new here. They've only been here now a couple of weeks at most. Except for that one. He's been here a while. But you get the feeling but you also kind of notice that he's not as tight in with the rest of them. The rest of them are like riffing on each other. And yeah, you remember that time when. And that one, he's been here longer. And he's not getting that sort of tight-knit camaraderie. From the ones that don't have any family marker on them, they seem to have been here for a long time.
And is there any shop talk being bandied around, Yeah, you knocked that slave over the head real good yesterday when he got mouthy with you. I was like that,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a slave.
I had to put that one back in his place because he got uppity. That one got caught trying to smuggle gems out in his cheeks, and so he's going to spend a week in the hole.
Oh.
Don't ask which cheeks.
I'm not gonna.
How about we go talk to that one in the corner that seems like he's...
Yeah, why don't you go strike up a...
I will go strike up a conversation because I'm the pretty one.
Chainmail bikinis always get the attention.
All right, Xenia, you go over and start discussing with the one that doesn't seem to be as camaraderie-like.
What brings you here? Oh.
Been here a long time.
It just turns and walks away. Aha!
Wow, what a conversationalist. Have a good day. Just,
How about I offer to buy him a beer?
There you go.
How's that sound?
I'll drink it.
Not much of a conversationalist, are you?
Not really.
Why not?
Why should I?
Well, come in, lay down on the couch, and we will work this out.
Tell me about your mother.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Are you the therapist or are you the rapist?
I'll take the rapist for 300 Trebek. That's therapist, Mr. Connery. That's not what your wife said.
Anal bum cover.
That's an album cover, Mr. Connery.
I worked hard for that one.
I'll take Jap anus relations for 400 Trebek. That's Japan-U.S. relations, Mr. Connery? Of course it is.
And we've completely diverged off of this conversation. So it's up to you to pull this back together again.
I don't know about that one.
He is a grumpy, scraggle-toothed, stringy-haired, dirty individual.
Why isn't this fellows not?
Why aren't you
Including
talking
him.
with the other ones?
No need. Don't care.
Well, then let's go dance on the floor because that's where my best time is.
Thanks for the beer. Have fun.
I pull his hand. I'm about to give him a lap dance, okay?
Oh, Thornicius is like, oh, this is going to be fun.
He yanks his hand away and has no interest in dancing. There's no music right now. There's no band or anything.
I've never seen anybody turn down bangles and chainmail bikinis. Wow. This guy's hardcore.
I walk away pouting.
That man is a eunuch.
That man is dead.
Inside.
No, 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 no. Yes?
I don't know, guys. Sorry.
Oh well, nothing to see there.
Oh, there's a lot to see.
Not over there. Did he have
So you guys
a
are just-
larger set of keys on his belt?
No, not really. So you just hanging out in the common room then until something happens?
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
What else? What other options are there?
I'm just making certain.
The only one of us that would try and scramble over a wall and steal something is not here today.
Well, after a couple of hours go by,
Good grief.
Tiber comes into the common room. He looks a little flustered, but also a little excited at the same time.
Okay.
Says, I did it. Sort of.
What did you do?
So you guys were right. The Sobs sold this place to the Frobs a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Which made things a little difficult, but I have a way now that I can return to my father with pride and accomplishment.
And prejudice.
I need your help.
Oh, crap. I knew there was a but in there, and not a good one.
In what way?
They said they will sign the trade agreement with my family on one condition. You see, apparently a couple of slaves escaped with a bunch of precious gems, and they want the slaves and the gems back. And if we can retrieve them, they'll sign the agreement.
Uh-huh.
When did they escape and in which direction?
Apparently they escaped just a day or two ago, and they don't know what direction that they went, but I'm hoping that your friend here that looks like he's very familiar in the wilderness can help out. Be very grateful. House Darren would be very grateful. I would be very grateful.
I'd like for you to be grateful. So, yeah, I'll take it on. Sure.
Talk to what's his face.
Excellent.
Do they know how they escaped? From which route?
The witch route.
Yeah, which route? Yeah. Later.
They are not certain how they got out, but they're thinking maybe they were smuggled out somehow. But
So they had help from the outside.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Have they figured out who helped them?
No.
This makes it tough.
But Poe might know.
Poe might know. Wait when it catches up. All
Oh,
right.
we can see him again.
I will go on a walkabout outside the Palisades to see if I can pick up a trail. Other than that, though, if they were taken out to the road, this might be harder.
Roll me a tracking survival.
There you go. I know I got one. Yeah.
Yep, 3 successes.
Oh.
Oh ho ho. So
Tell me that.
you spend an hour or so kind of circling around the place and kind of looking for tracks. And you go to the road and back and look around, and you do actually indeed find something that seems a little suspicious. That not super close, but you find a set of tracks of at least a handful of people, 4 or 5 or 6 people or so, off to the southwest.
Okay.
Heading away. A couple of them are barefooted. A couple of them are light shoe, maybe a sandal or a moccasin or something. But you do indeed find some sort of potentially suspicious tracks off to the southwest.
Okay. And
A group of people.
heading in that direction, is there any large geological formations? Where would they be hiding things?
So around here is mostly just rolling hills. You're definitely in a rolling hills part of the nation. After so long that you'll get to the Tiber River,
Which is also like a border, isn't it?
which is the border of Aquilonia.
Okay.
Witches?
You know, there's forests off near the river, but here is rolling hills.
Okay. Go back to the team. Explain what I found, and talk to Tiber and see if he can barter with them for some horses, because we're going to need something faster than feet to catch up to these people. I just want to overtake them quickly before they get into the mountains or across the river.
I just want to check, does anybody in the party have anything to state about this? Is there any discussion that the party needs to have?
And once we're out of the camp, like, we were not so cool the last time we encountered slavers. So it seems very odd that we're suddenly very pro-slavery.
We're not. We're pro-life.
I started to make bets on them until some random member of the party decided to stab the guy.
Stab. Yeah. Stabby stab.
I don't trust slavers. I mean,
I don't trust slavers either.
So I don't know that we have a reason to like.
The reason is we're helping Tiber. Once we help Tiber, Tiber can help us.
I don't. Why would you trust a slaver?
He's not a slaver. Then
It's Ophir. Every family of note has indentured servitude.
you have to.
Fear.
When in Rome, do what the Romans do, except stay away from the horses.
Stay away from the horses.
You have met many, many indentured servants already in Ophir.
Yeah, you've been hanging around sex slaves like the whole time we were here.
Well, I mean, that's just me, though. Just what I do.
Well, wait a minute. What's in it for us if we help him?
We do a favor for Tiber. Tiber does a favor for us once we get to Zamora's capital.
But he just
Maybe.
Yeah, he just Von told us basically.
No, we have the right to disagree, but I see that it's more in our favor and to try this. I mean, I got a lead. If we could just get horses, this would be a good job.
Okay.
No.
Horses?
What's his face doing over there? The one that won't talk to me.
Yeah, grumpy face. Is he paying us any attention now that we're talking?
No, he doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
How many of you have any points whatsoever in the animal handling?
That would be me.
I knew that was gonna be the next one.
Me and her.
Yep. Thornicius, you have points. Xenia, you do not.
She has abilities.
Abertak, Zang, you've got a point. So you at least know how to ride a horse.
No, you don't.
Only 2 of you are even comfortable on horseback. The other 2 of you have basically never ridden a horse or a goat in your life.
Chariots? Wagons? Something?
Wagons aren't fast and don't cover rough terrain.
Yeah. Well, how about you and me, Zhang, do this? Doesn't look like a lot of people to deal with. Only 5 or 6. And they're let's face it, they're escaped slaves. They're not in the best physical shape.
Well, 2 of them are.
At least.
And they might be in great shape. They mine all day long.
They also don't get fed all that well. Slaves don't get fed all that well.
If you want them to mine, yes, they are.
Just in a common room where all of them were being fed.
That's not slaves. That's all the guards. I don't know. I'm for it.
What, just you and me?
Yeah.
I'm against.
Splitting up the party and riding off to the sunset?
Sure.
You must also keep in mind these are escaped slaves with fuel
Horse.
to pay with. They could very easily convince someone to help defend them. Maybe.
Very easily, maybe.
Not here, no
I
fear.
was more thinking they might just also be,
He's got
and,
detectives.
and bandits
Yeah.
rated.
Do you think Tim's could come along with us? He can ride a horse, right?
Tim's is not going to leave Tiber.
Even if it's in Tiber's best interest?
Tim's is not going to leave Tiber.
Gotcha. Any other party member of Tiber's that can ride a horse?
They're not going to leave.
He might be able to spare one guy.
You
He
always
is not going to spare a guy.
see.
You doomed me before he even answered.
I knew. I could tell.
Can you give me a closer? So, is the party going to split up and leave half of the party at the mine and the other half are going to go off on an adventure? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that doesn't sound right.
No?
Okay. Is the party going to go hunt down escaped slaves?
Yes.
I seem
Can't put you first,
I
you
seem
know.
uncomfortable with this.
We'll go. We don't have to like it.
Or we could just retrieve the gems and say that the slaves were
themselves.
slain.
Yeah,
Even if they weren't.
they killed themselves rather than be taken. Oops.
Or we killed the bandits that killed the slaves.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That lived in the house that Jack built.
Always the third party available.
Okay.
But I'm not going to leave my trusty bodyguard, witch hunter, bodyguard, behind. So
All right, well, we can
I'm
take
very much
horses.
against splitting the party.
No, we can take two
Maybe I
horses,
need to learn how to ride a horse at some
and
point.
we can act as scouts for the party.
We just hold on in the back. On a horse.
That's not how this is done. That's not how any of this is done.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well, is there anything else here inside this mine that you're going to do before leaving?
I'm going to go to the blacksmith and ask for arrows. I need another, probably 3 bundles of arrows. 1 to replace and two more.
Sure. 3 gold pieces will get you 3 loads of arrows.
Sweet. So I now have
Seems like a great deal.
7 loads.
Is Poe outside waiting for us?
Not yet. Not yet. You may run into him again later, though.
I am also going to ask for a
You asked a
hammer.
lot.
I'm going to buy a hammer, and I'm going to buy a chisel.
How much can you carry?
A hammer and a chisel? That ain't much. Just send them in my belt.
A hammer and a chisel, huh?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll throw that in for the 3 gold you're already spending.
Okay.
But is it made of ham?
It is a ham hammer.
Good.
It is used for hammering ham.
Wouldn't that be also called a hog hammer?
Should we talk to Tiber before we leave, see if anything else happened in there? Of why the houses were...
I mean, if Tiber can suss that out, I doubt they're going to tell us.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he came back and said, hey, you guys were right that the Sobs did indeed sell this mine to the Frobs a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And you're okay with making connections with the Frobs, right? They're not like shifty.
Our goal was to make trade. I mean, I was sent here to make a trade agreement with this mine.
Well, at least they're not the Pobs. Those
Yeah,
are nasty.
exactly. They're not the Pobs. Those guys are real assholes.
What is it?
All right.
Yes.
The party leaves the mine, the slave gem mine, heads around to the southwest where you saw those tracks and begins a trek southwesterly in the direction of those very tracks to go and retrieve the escaped slaves from the destitution of the slave mine.
Yes.
Yes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be where we ended for the night.
Mhm.
So I want you guys to know that tomorrow, 8 p.m., the party is in Barovia with dealing with Frank's drug trip. That's a fun one. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, 8:30 p.m. We are doing a fun little crowd game, so join several of our channel mates in the Kings of the Castle on Thursday. That ought to be really interesting, something kind of unique. A lot of us are going to be involved in. It ought to be a good time. So be there Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Well, also you guys are invited to join if you're interested. Friday, eat cookies with Simon and Rufus at 6:30 p.m. and then maybe, I don't know, watch an AI tell them what to do, because that's never gone wrong before. Sunday, we get to Omu in the Tomb of Annihilation at 9 p.m. Eastern. Monday, 8:30 p.m., the cast of the Solar Patrol are going to get weird. I mean, and then again, next Tuesday, we continue our session of Conan, where the party has now become slave hunters, because that's exciting and kind of a fun idea of where this might go. At 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will see you then. All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.
Good night.